Pound for Pound Sports Entertainment. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button right now for your boy. It's your host, F. Merritt. We're going to get right to it like we always do, ladies and gentlemen. Salute the Ring Magazine. Salute to His Excellency, Mr. Turki Alalshik, doing some big things for boxing, bringing boxing, putting on boxing events around the world, bringing big boxing, mega fights, to Saudi Arabia and the rest of the world. He's done done some events in America, but bottom line is he's paying these guys big purses. The fights that he wants to see is exactly what he's attempting to get in boxing. So, he's got some snags here and there as far as the fights that he wants to see happen, but for the most part, he's delivered on a lot of fights that he wants to see happen in boxing. So that's number one. Salute to Mr. Turki Alalshik. Number two, Ring Magazine. According to Ring Magazine, they revealed the top five. They revealed the top 5 fights that Mr. Turki Alalshik wants to see in boxing. Let's start number 1, Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Crawford. On paper, 2 big names. In the ring, I think it would be a very, very difficult fight, only because Terrence Crawford would have to come up like 3 weight classes. It's been rumors that Canelo Alvarez, they wanted more money for that fight than it was he's not interested in that fight. Then it was the fight's close to being signed. Then multiple sources have reported that the fight is done. They're just waiting to make an announcement. So I don't know. Style-wise, man, listen, I think it's a good fight. Terrence Crawford is undefeated. Terrence Crawford does have that dog in him. Canelo Alvarez does have dog in him as well, but I think from what a lot of people say about Canelo Alvarez is he's very strong. He's got power. He's very smart in there, and you're going to have to fight him for 12 rounds, right? So the example that I'm going to use for a guy that was winning a fight against Canelo Alvarez but ended up getting clipped and knocked out was Amir Khan, right? Triple G had 3 fights with Canelo. Never got dropped, but man, it was rough. Caleb Plant was winning the fight against Canelo. He got clipped and dropped and stopped twice. So you got to be on point at all times with Canelo Alvarez, man. It's like they talk one way, the opponents talk one way about Canelo. Oh man, I'm gonna do this and do that, and then when you get up in there, it's different. Jermell Charlo, former undisputed 154 champion, he was talking crazy for years about wanting to see Canelo. Gets dropped and survived 12 rounds against Canelo, but it was very bad for him. It was different. A lot of people think it's different, but Terrence Crawford, I don't know, man. Can he do it? I think he can do it. Will he do it? That's a whole nother thing. But I think Turki Alalshik wants to see that fight. 2 big names going at it, so we'll see if that happens. Number 2 is Alexander Usyk versus Daniel Dubois. These guys have already fought. I believe that fight happened in Poland. Usyk ended up getting... It was controversial because Dubois ended up dropping Usyk with a body shot that the referee, counted as a low blow. If you go and ask any boxing person about that fight, man, listen, that was borderline. It was on the belt line. Not really sure if it was illegal. A lot of people would have just called it a body shot, but all I'm saying is Usyk was on the ground writhing in pain. And if the referee would not have saved Usyk, he definitely would have been stopped by Dan Dubois. But you know what? Listen, salute to Usyk, undisputed heavyweight champion. He just defeated Tyson Fury twice. At the end of that fight, Dan Dubois gets in the ring and says he wants his rematch. Now that it comes out later that Turki Alalshik wants to see that, now it makes sense. But hey, I don't know what Usyk's gonna do as far as if he was gonna move back to cruiserweight like he originally said he wants to do, or if you take on Daniel Dubois, get that money. But I don't know, man. Daniel Dubois just comes off a crazy stoppage of Anthony Joshua, so he deserves it. Salute to Daniel Dubois. Okay. Now, next fight, Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua. I have personally made a video about these 2 guys, and I feel like if they stage an event, it's going to probably be bigger fight than anybody else as far as how much money it's going to bring in. Number one. Number two, and I think they should label it nothing to lose, because both guys have nothing to lose. Anthony Joshua coming off of a stoppage loss to Dan Dubois, like I previously reported. Tyson Fury coming off of 2 losses to Alexander Usyk. He has nothing to lose. But I think that fight over in the UK, it's going to do numbers. It's going to sell out a stadium. It's going to definitely be the biggest fight. It's still, to this day, with both guys losing, it's still going to be the biggest fight in UK history. And the UK fans definitely deserve that. They definitely deserve that type of fight, man. They really, really do. 4th fight, Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney 2. Listen, Devin Haney just was over in the UK, and he actually ran into Mr. Turki Alalshik. They said that they had to have a meeting. Devin Haney did an open workout, a lot of media over there. So Devin Haney, he's got fans. He has a lot of support. Ryan Garcia, he's still a name. He's still got his fans. He's got his support. That was a very controversial fight, the first fight that they had, especially with the whole Ryan Garcia not making weight. Ryan Garcia getting popped for this substance. Then another substance. Then another substance. And then Devin Haney pressing charges against Ryan Garcia. Now, this is a legal matter, so me personally, would I like to see the rematch? Absolutely. I think that's a good fight. Do it again. Make sure everybody's clean. Make sure everybody makes weight. I feel like if Devin Haney, I think since Devin Haney has the lawsuit going, I think they should put the lawsuit on the line. If Ryan Garcia wins the rematch and he fulfills everything that Devin Haney requires of him to do, as far as the weight, being clean, and stuff like that, and if Ryan Garcia wins, Devin Haney has to drop his lawsuit. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm Devin Haney, I'm like, you know what? I'll drop the lawsuit, but I want a different split compared to how it was the first time. I want a 70-30 split in my advantage. That's my offer. And if not, guess what? I don't have to fight you. And we still gonna win this lawsuit, ladies and gentlemen. But as far as the fight's concerned, man, listen, Ryan Garcia has some things to work on, even though he did drop Devin Haney like 3 or 4 times. But at the same time, Devin Haney was outboxing Ryan Garcia. That's what made it a very interesting fight. So if that fight happens, oh man, it's going to be crazy year for boxing. And salute to Turki Alalshik for wanting to see that fight as well. The next fight, the last fight, Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn. Name cachet wise, being the sons of former fighters, Hall of Fame fighters, UK, absolutely. It's a good thing. I would love to see it. These guys back and forth. They're supposed to have a fight. Something happened. We don't really know, whatever. But bottom line is, Chris Eubank Jr. had to move on. Conor Benn, had to pull out the fight. Conor Benn, since that situation with the testing positive for whatever, because it's too many sources, too many situations out there, too many issues as far as different reports of what happened. WBC says it was an egg. He ate too many eggs, and other sanctioning bodies say it was this. The BBC of the UK, they said something else. I don't have time for it. Bottom line, I am on the fence about this fight because Chris Eubank Jr. is big. He's been winning a lot. Conor Benn is a little bit smaller, but he's got the heart and he talking crazy. So I think that's what makes it. I don't know. Conor Benn, he's very explosive. He's got power, but lately these last 2 fights, he hasn't really been showing that power. He's been kind of going the distance with guys that a lot of people think he's supposed to knock out and show that he's supreme and stuff like that. But this is what a lot of people saying. Ever since he got popped, that power just hasn't been there. But if he wants to fight Chris Eubank Jr. and they want to do that UK, I would like to see it. Matter of fact, it makes sense to put that fight on the Tyson Fury Anthony Joshua co-main event. I like that. And let's put 100,000 people in the UK. Guess what? Everybody's already going to show up for that fight. So why not go ahead and put them on the undercard and make that fight happen? But those are the 5 fights Mr. Turki Alalshik wants to see. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Let me know what you think. Pound for Pound Sports Entertainment. I'm out.